Hi guys, welcome to another vlog for my experienced teacher through Action Research. In this one I'm going to look at the learning journey, which is the teaching and learning program that I used and the way that I presented it to students. I've talked about it before in a previous video about how the website works and stuff like that, so I won't do that, but I was going to do a little bit on how I came up with this, then talk about how it worked with the kids and some things I'd change for the future. So coming up with this teaching and learning program, first thing I did is I got these outcome sheets. Now we put these out for our students for each topic so that they know what they need to do in the topic. And it's our interpretation, I suppose, of the syllabus. So firstly, I went back to the syllabus. Now this is the waves, it's physics, so it comes under physical world, and worked out what the syllabus was actually asking, making sure that these outcomes fitted in with that. I then grouped these into topics, basically, or mini little topics that I was going to use, because we'd have here you'd have multiple outcomes that are all really about reflection. So then I put it into a task grid. So there's that reflection there. Oh, come back. Where'd you go? There we go. There's the reflection there. And then I scaffolded activities to Bloom's taxonomy for each of those mini little topics. And then again went back to the syllabus and worked out where the level of syllabus needed to go, or where the level of Bloom's needed to cover the syllabus. And that's how I came up with that core track of activities, which then became that center line, that core track that students could work through, giving them just the, I suppose, bare minimum. If they go down that line, they've covered everything that they need to for the expectations of the syllabus. Now this doesn't look like a teaching and learning program, I understand that, but it's got everything that a teaching and learning program would have, the order that you want to do things, some ideas for extension, some remedial tasks if you're having problems. But what I needed to do is make it in a user-friendly way so that students could actually navigate through this with little guidance, I suppose. And each of these is hyperlinked, so there's an experiment, and you can click on that and it'll take you to the sheet for that experiment that's got all the explanations in it. That's just in Dropbox. So then I had a hard folder in the class that they could take this out of. And then there's a little QR code there. And if they went to that QR code would then take them to an instructional video of me reading through it and explaining how to do the activity for them. So that's the how it's set up and why it's set up like that. We did have an assessment task throughout, this one, throughout there, which was covered on this stuff. So I had to make sure that, as well as covering the syllabus, I could cover all those points for the assessment task. Now that assessment task didn't actually make it into half-yearly reports because there wasn't quite enough time. But reporting on the topic itself actually did. And something here, demonstrate independent learning, is one of the key goals for learning at our school. So this whole thing is done with that in mind. Okay, so how'd it go? It worked pretty well. Students knew where to go to find all this information. Now I know this by talking to them. I did a feedback survey. I did interviews with them, and they said that it was good. It was very, very clear for them what activities that were there, and pretty much how to go about completing that activity. And if it wasn't clear enough to them, either having me or more often having peers that are doing the similar activities or might have done it before, was enough to get them through. They found the visual layout of it really good, and I gave them the problem was that I printed it out because I wanted them to have a copy that they could put their hands on. So I printed it out and I stamped it as they went. And this meant that, as soon as you print something out, it's out of date. I changed a couple of things in the live version. For example, where I put the mastery checks, I changed the positioning of them, and I also changed the labeling of the mastery checks, and this confused some students. So I changed from going, well, mastery check 1, 2, 3, to having the mastery checks based on the outcomes that they were doing. So this mastery stop 7, 8 is looking at outcome 7 and outcome 8, and I don't think I explained that well enough to students. Directions for the future, I'd see using something like this again. Fortunately, because of the online nature of it, it's really malleable, so it's really easy to put more activities in or take activities out or move them around. As I said, not so easy for the students' pieces of paper once I've printed them, but that's one of the things there. But I can use this again in class, and other teachers can use it as well, which is good. It's scalable in that sort of way. And yeah, I think it worked. I think it worked well. The kids think it worked well, and I'm pretty happy with it. Anyway, that's probably enough for me now. Thanks for watching. Peace out.